On this episode of Side Talk Sports Podcast, we're going to go in on the foul that sparked a race debate, and the NBA Conference Championship, final championship games are on the way. We got Minnesota versus OKC, and the Knicks versus the Pacers. Also, the fans should be excited for some great fights that's happening this year, and a little NFL news. This is the next on Side Talk Sports Podcast. Let's go.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I want to be the best in the game.
You're now tuned in with your boy, Eli Griffin. This is Side Talk Sports Podcast, like always, powered by RSTP Network. Now, let's get into it. My first topic I want to talk about is the foul, the debate that heard around the world between Kaitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. And this is a touchy subject for, I guess, the whole world, I guess. But I want y'all to check this out.
Strong on a three. And look out, Kaitlyn Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Kaitlyn Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away. We know there are always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Kaitlyn Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul.
My thing is, to me, it's a basketball. It looked to me, it was a good take foul. Open shot, take foul. If this was the NBA, no one would have batted an eye about this whole situation. But the history between these two makes it more, I guess more spicy if you want to say. But the history all started back at LSU. Everybody knows her LSU, Iowa, where she was pointing up the ring, or the ring finger. I'll show you here. This is where it all started. Ladies and gentlemen. Angel Reese pointed out the finger because she got a championship the prior year before, and they're knocking Iowa out of the playoffs, in the NCAA playoffs, which is not a bad thing. It's just, just talking shit, I guess, on the floor, but nothing too crazy for me, how I seen it. But, it is now, 3-4 years later, who knows how long it's been. But now, this whole situation sparked a race debate on white versus black, like it always fucking does. Why, I have no idea. It all started by, I believe, RG3 stating that Angel Reese really hates Kaitlyn Clark, sorry. Honestly, we really don't know for sure she hates Kaitlyn Clark. And if she does, it is what it is. They're on different teams. It's just competitive juices, I guess. I played sports. I hated people on the other team, hey, I played against a friend of mine. I hated him during the game, but who knows? But it sparked something bigger than it needed to be. And everybody in the world chimed in to this whole big race debate with Angel Reese and Kaitlyn Clark. My personal opinion is, yes, they are. After the whole ring finger thing, what I believe is they're connected now. Rivalry. I don't say it shouldn't be black or white, because we didn't say that with Jordan and Bird. You know what I mean? And we're not saying that with LeBron or Jokic or SGA, whoever you want to compare white and black to. It's not a debate. It's not race. But just because they're men, it's okay. But now this is a race thing. Granted, Kaitlyn Clark's fan base, they are a little racist, and the shit that I see in the comments, there's some racist stuff, calling Angel Reese ghetto and EBT queen and all that derogatory shit that it's not needed. Me, as a black man, was I pissed off at reading those mentions? Fuck yeah, I was. Why? Because just because she fouled her and it was going to be a scuffle, we don't have to throw the race card in it. It's just competitive. It was a good take foul by Kaitlyn Clark. I'm not by any means sticking up for Kaitlyn Clark, but why are y'all bagging on Angel Reese so hard? And now with the whole RG3 Ryan Clark thing is, I think Ryan Clark has a point when it comes to, you don't know, I guess, you don't know how a woman you're in a relationship is as a black woman, just because he's dated a white woman. No one gives a shit. I date a Mexican woman, so therefore I don't really look at it that way. It's just who I like and who I don't like. Shoot, I'm black and Mexican, so my mom's black and Mexican. My grandma on my mom's side was Mexican, like straight paisa Mexican. So I have no, I'm not racist when it comes to that. But this sparks something that's blowing up everywhere, and I want everybody to understand that it's okay for the take felt, but we don't need to go down this path. Granted, was RG3 wrong for saying that Angel Reese hates her? Yeah, because honestly, he don't know if he hates her. She hates Kaitlyn Clark or not. It's just one of those things to take foul. She thought it was some type of she felt some type of way, so she got heated in the moment. So let's not take that as, oh, it's a white and black thing. But I'm not gonna lie, Kaitlyn fans, they throw racist shots at Angel Reese. Let's just be honest. Let's just be 100 on it. And this is what some of what Ryan Clark said on his podcast Pivot, which I love, but this is what he said answering to the whole RG3 things like that.
Then to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Kaitlyn Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Kaitlyn Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Kaitlyn Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Kaitlyn Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back.
So yeah, he kind of stated what I stated, but I'm with Ryan on this one. You don't know. It's not your mom. You know what I mean? It's not your mom and how she feels when you were a kid. You don't understand the now. So where your feet are, the 2025 black woman. You know what I mean? So I agree with Ryan on that one. You don't know. And he's been married to white women, which by all means, like I said, it doesn't matter to me. I really don't care. But when you spark that debate with Angel Reese hates Kaitlyn Clark, you started something where you already know, and I already knew this was going to happen when I seen it. You're going to spark that racial tension between black and white, which at the end of the day, it's running rampant. And I've seen it. I've been called crazy shit in mentions and stuff like that, just going down. But like that right there was uncalled for. And RG3, I don't think he meant anything by it, but it sparked something bigger. You know what I mean? So I just, it's just not needed. So here's some of RG3's just how his response to Ryan Clark and the pivot. And again, I get what RG3 was trying to say, but it's kind of, I want lack of a better word, cooning to me, but that's on another topic. So just check this out. And I want y'all to understand that's his wife in the back, and people's being questioned RG3 about some of the things that he said and some of the things that he said about the black women. That's why I feel like this is bigger than it needs to be. And at all costs, we should protect all women. But in 2025, I believe black women has been getting killed out here, which some of them was rightfully so. I'm not a woke person or anything like that, but I don't think this was cause for this uproar of racism towards Angel Reese just because she got mad on a take foul. Right, there's a lot of history, but even if Angel Reese got chokeslam down and they got a flagrant 2, is that okay? Is that okay for Kaitlyn Clark? That's what I'm saying. Is it okay? It's not okay for getting chokeslam, but it's okay for Kaitlyn Clark to foul her hard or whatever it is, and her not be mad at it. You don't think she was mad about the chokeslam? Like, that's why I don't understand that. So I don't know.
Remember that? She got
Just
fouled so hard,
we'll see.
they kicked the Leah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Kaitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Kaitlyn Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her.
No.
Who celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball? Not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Kaitlyn Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because
Even if she is the villain, he sparked something of race tension. Like it didn't need to. It never needed to come to that. It never needed to come to what this became. And I understand pundits and all the big time media is some are back in Kaitlyn, some are back in Angel Reese. It shouldn't be like that. It should be one of those things where, like I said, if this was the fucking NBA, no one would give a fuck. Why? Because honestly, I don't watch WNBA. I catch it here and there, but I guarantee a lot of people haven't caught the WNBA. Don't know. It's just one of those things where these two are polarized the country when they play, which that's a great thing for for women's basketball, and I'm all fucking for it. But we didn't need to get here. RG3 should have never even said Angel Reese hated Kaitlyn Clark, and that should have been it. He should have said that was a good take foul. It should have never came to that, but it did. So now we're here. And another thing, from what I've seen in multiple videos and everything that I've seen, that RG3 has said things in the background about milk and talking shit about that he loves milk, and that means milk as in white women, and and says things about black women. Who cares? Like, let's just be honest, who cares? I don't care. I don't care if he loves a white woman, but also don't downgrade your black woman, your black queen, to bring your white wife or your white woman or any type of woman. That's just not what it is. But all in all, I think it should just be left unsaid. Just leave it alone. Let it blow over. And if you're listening and you're Kaitlyn Clark fans, stop throwing racist undertones and racist things in the comments about things. No, Ryan Clark was not sticking up just for Angel Reese. He just put in a perspective of, hey, just because you guys are fans of Kaitlyn Clark, that don't mean you got to downgrade another woman. Even if she's black or white, it doesn't matter what she is. So that's how my take on it. Was it a take foul? Looked good to me. If it was, no one even said no shit unless they really started fighting. Is it because of these two? Ain't they two of the big names in the WNBA? Yes. Have they have a rivalry? Yes. So that's just how it is. That's what it's going to be. And shout out to both of them. I hope you guys can get through the darkness that's a dark cloud over y'all currently, and see the light at the end of the tunnel, and just move on, play your guys' games, do your thing. Now moving on to the first round of the NBA Conference Final between Minnesota and OKC. I'm gonna say this. Rest in peace to my Nuggets, but that's beside the point. So it's Minnesota versus OKC in OKC last night. OKC won of the final score of 114 to 88. From what I've seen and what I looked at, Minnesota was in the game until a little bit out in the third quarter, and then OKC kind of ran away with it towards the end. Me personally, I can't stand what the refs were doing to Minnesota, even though I can't stand Minnesota or OKC. The refs are just literally blatantly not calling anything. You hear it here first. I think SGA flopped his way to an MVP. You can't tell me he didn't. He flops too much. That shit is just it's just like this motherfucker's getting shot from the bleachers and he falls down. The shit is atrocious, and I understand why Ant was so pissed off about it because it's just crazy to me how many fouls he gets. Sorry, that was my little rant, but it's just crazy. Honestly, with the game perspective, Julius Randles came out firing. They were high. It was a good competitive game, and it looked worse than it really was. Julius Randle went off, came out firing, pretty good first half. OKC started frustrating Minnesota because Minnesota wasn't getting any calls. If you watched the game yesterday, you'll understand, and I'm gonna show you why. So this is my frustrations too. I seen this all last against the Nuggets and in the whole year. This shit is just crazy, and he gets calls for this stuff. So yes, not gonna lie, that happened again last night. So it just it's crazy. Granted, Anthony Edwards didn't really hit like he didn't take that many shots. It seems like he's just trying to let the game come to him. And I think he needs to score more. I think when he scores more, Minnesota runs a little bit more. Minnesota was in a lot of foul trouble. So Minnesota was in a ton of foul trouble, and there is nothing you can do about it. Like I said, Julius Randle went off for 29 points. But the plus minus ratio for Minnesota was crazy. They didn't really get bench scoring too much because everybody was in foul trouble. Anthony Edwards went for he only took 13 shots, from 8 from three, and he just didn't have. He almost had a triple double actually, but he didn't have the normal game that Ant Man really does. Granted, they need to play better. I guarantee that. Well, I won't guarantee shit, but they'll probably play. I know they will play better in game two. It just baffles me how crazy that was. And then if you want to see OKC, they played a game. They got scoring. They had 31 from SGA, 12 from Hartenstein. Jalen Williams actually scored. Shot pretty good. So overall, the series is gonna be competitive. If I feel like OKC's at home is obviously better. But what do I expect? I hope the NBA sees what we seen yesterday with the flopping and shit, and let's not call those. You know what I mean? Let's not call those flops because that's a lot of fucking flops. So let's get away with that. And honestly, no, seriously, honestly, let's talk about this MVP real quick. And I wasn't even going to talk about this, but SGA winning MVP, like I said before, he flopped his way to an MVP. Am I mad that Jokic didn't win it? No. By all means, no, I'm not mad. He already got, what, two, three? But did I think Shea deserve it? Yeah. But do I feel like he's the Embiid of a couple years ago? Yeah. Why do I say that? Because people have been saying it from early this year and even some last year that he should have won it. He should have won it. He should have won it. So he, like I said, he campaigned and flopped his way to an MVP. Is he a great player? Yeah, he's a great player. No one's taking that from him whatsoever. So I don't think I'm not taking anything from him. I'm just stating the facts. That's what I think about that. But who knows? We'll see what happens in game two. Excited for it. Love it. Y'all gotta tune in, all that good stuff, whatever it may be. But Shay, stop flopping, my dude. For real, man. Now, moving on to New York and Indiana. The game is tonight as I'm recording, and what do I expect? Who knows? Right now, who knows what's going on? Let's see. So right now, as I'm currently recording, New York is up 69-62. Karl Anthony Towns looks pretty good, but like I said, the conference finals is going to be competitive. It's going to be the New York and Indiana series is kind of fascinating because I don't know. I haven't really followed those teams too much, but I just know they got Big Shot Bronson on the team, and Halliburton is just Halliburton. I don't know. It all depends. If Halliburton plays well, gets his team involved, they'll win. Who I think I see in the finals, I don't know. I can see Indiana, but I also can see New York. New York, and I don't know. I think if the NBA wants to I don't know if the NBA wants, I guess, out of these four teams, the NBA probably would want New York and maybe Minnesota with Ant, but SGA is a star too. So I know the people want Ant to become the face of the NBA, and the NBA I think wants OKC. I think that's the reason why he flops so much and he gets a lot of fouls. But honestly, I think that I don't know who I want to see. I want to see Minnesota and New York. I think that would be kind of cool. Two franchises haven't seen shit for a long time, and New York, I don't remember the last time they were in the finals, to be honest with you. So, because I want to say 99 with Marcus Camby and that the lockout season, maybe that's possibly, I think that's it. So, what I want to see, yeah, let's see. But scores right now 62-69 as I'm recording this. New York is up. So I just want to see New York fans go crazy a little bit. So and they're some wild bunch, but like I still got beef with y'all. Y'all need to lay off on some people sometimes. But I get it. But moving on. So moving on, if you have been living under a rock, I know this is a sports podcast, but I like to say little things about little things, if you get what I'm saying. If you live under a rock, you probably already seen the whole situation with the whole Diddy trial. I'm gonna give my two cents just a little bit, but nothing too crazy, because what I feel and what everybody else feels is a little different. Where I feel like Diddy's nasty as shit, fuck yeah, he's nasty as hell. That boy, I don't know what he's doing. All the shit that I've heard and all the shit that I've seen and heard, nigga's a freak. I thought I was a freak, but he's some type of level. Did he hit Cassie and that's no cause? Yeah, for sure. Like if I was a friend of Diddy's, I would not talk to him just for that simple fact that he beat her ass. And again, blessings to Cassie and her family. But there's certain things that I've heard that's coming out and what I've seen, and perfectly said without me saying it is what Gilbert Arenas is saying. And I'm gonna show you a clip about this. And this is totally makes sense to me because what I've heard and what I've watched, I'm thinking like, damn, Cassie seems like she's just a part of this too. Because I've also heard that she had immunity from this whole situation. But I want y'all to check this clip out. And Gil hits the nail on the head when it comes to this whole Diddy situation. And I want y'all to check it out and just really listen to what he says.
Oh, you don't listen to Kid Cudi no more? Breaking news, Kid Cudi. What are you going to... Look at breaking news. It says sex trafficking and racketeering. What the fuck is he going to go up there and say? The nigga tried to burn my car? What does that got to do with racketeering and sex trafficking? Was the motherfucker in there hiding? Was they sex trafficking people through your car before you burn? What does your testimony have to do with these charges? I think the DA doing this shit on purpose. You better start bringing in some motherfucking kidnappers. We don't care about everything else. I don't care about the assistant wanting a job, not wanting a job, getting hit with a skillet. I don't care. Where the kidnap people at? Where they at? That's what I came here for. Well, I want to see motherfuckers, slave-looking people coming out bushes and shit. Y'all done found them. Like, this is crazy. Yeah. Come on, the dirty feet and everything. Like, yeah, we just found like 3 in the basement. Here they go. Here they go right here. Let's testify. Yeah. They can't see. They've been in the dark the whole time. Come on, we see the movies. That's what I'm expecting. What the fuck Kid Cudi know? Unless he was a part of it. Shit, I will put the husband on. I put the husband in. I know he knows some things. He was on the phone with his girl talking his shit. So what you doing? Doing my job. Doing my job. You know, you only a trainer, goddammit.
Facts.
When he found out I was fucking you on the backside, he done cut the flow. Oh, I gotta do what I gotta do.
But Gil, they said Diggy attacked her with a skillet. Bro, how you attack a woman with a skillet, bro? Like, was he cooking? Like, can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, none of the stuff they can put is like they just saying shit.
I don't believe that. Not no skillet, man. That's
saying, man, with eggs in, like they're just saying it, like. But what does this have to do with the charges? What is
nothing. It's a smear campaign. It's a smear campaign.
As I said, it's like they know they can't get them how they want to, so they just gonna ruin the legacy of them. Yeah, let them out. You can't get no more. You can't get nothing. Nobody gonna fuck with you. They know you's a nasty motherfucker.
They say, I don't know how true this is, but in the feds, they say Diddy go to bed with a bucket.
Whoa.
Wait, is Dante not playing? Oh, no, my bad.
They already got him dumbass. Yeah, that's cool, Toby. Since I'm the dumbass, have you heard anything about trafficking yet? But what is he trafficking?
No, and you ain't.
What is it? What is he trafficking? His girlfriend, his wife for 13 years that was doing the same thing, so she's guilty too. I don't know if you know how this plays. Only thing.
Gil's a fool, but yeah, the whole situation. And again, I know this is a sports podcast, and we're going to keep it sports, but I like to throw some things in there just to kind of see. So yeah, I don't understand it. I haven't seen no trafficking. I haven't seen anything that we came to see for. Just like Gil said, I ain't seen anything. Is he a freak? Yeah, nasty nigga. Yeah, trafficking a whole bunch of baby oils, and how is he's keeping it hot and warm and rubbing stuff. And I understand that shit is crazy. But I haven't got. I'm like he's this. Well, he is a monster, but I'm just saying like this monsterish things that are supposed to come out and all this. I don't know what his defense lawyers are saying, but they must be killing him because it's putting it like Cassie was in on this shit. So I don't know. Let me know. Leave your comments and let me know how y'all feel, and I'll respond and we can debate that. And hey, like I said, if you ever want to jump on the pod with me and debate some topics and we can go back and forth, let me know. Leave a comment, hit me in the DMs, all that good stuff. All my socials are all linked to the video. So yeah, do that. So now let's move on to more sports and we can get off this old Diddy shit. So this summer, boxing is, I don't know, UFC, I haven't really seen any UFC fights coming out lately, but boxing is putting on some fights, even though people, you can love both like I do. And one of the premier boxing fights that I've seen, or that's upcoming fight, it's a monster fight. Let's just be honest. It's a monster fight. Is my man Tank Davis versus what's his name? Roach. A rematch from the whole controversy they had last year or last fight. I know it was a split decision, and I know a lot of people had Roach winning 2-1, not Tank 2-1. So I know there's controversy. It's going to be a great fight again. I'm a Tank fan, so I'm obviously going to go for Tank. But he put on the show, Roach. I've never seen Tank hurt as much as I did in that fight, and he had a battle on his hand, and he's gonna have another battle. But I think Tank didn't really take him that seriously, and that's on him. I think Tank's gonna take him a little bit more seriously this go around. So that's just one of the big fights this summer. This is August 16th in Las Vegas, but hopefully nothing goes wrong and this fight will happen. I'm just excited for this fight, and we'll just see. I just think it's going to be a good fight. And, as well, Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Honestly, I like Barrios. I know he got beat up by Tank, but he's young. He's a young fighter. Heck, man, Manny Pacquiao's old. We all know he's old, but he loves us. He loves to box. He loves to fight. So hey, he's gonna go fight a young guy on the come up, and Pacquiao will just see what happens. I'm going to say this now. Barrios better win. Because if you lose to an old Manny Pacquiao that is 47 years old, it's gonna hard to get you some fights. This is not the biggest fight. I just like both these fighters, so I'm going to tune in. So if you tune in, we'll just see what happens. But Barrios gotta beat, man. Gotta beat Pacquiao. So it just has to happen. Like this 100% has to happen. So big fight. This fight is happening. Tank Roach fight, and the big one in September is Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. So boxing, hey, you won with this one. This is a hell of a card you guys got going on. So super excited for that. I'm a boxing fan. UFC, I haven't checked y'all out. I haven't seen anything yet, but I believe John Jones is fighting Stipe sometime. Hopefully fight weekend. So hopefully fight weekend. So now overall, it's going to be a great summer for boxing. I'm excited for it. I hope y'all are excited for it. And let's just tune in to see what happens. And I don't know. I just love boxing, and we'll just see. I got Tank, Bud, and Barrios in all those fights. So again, just comment, just show me what your thoughts are, or just tell me your thoughts, and we can go from there. Like I said, I'm up for anybody's debate about any topic, except for the Diddy shit. I take your word for it. I'm just stating what I'm hearing. That's all. Again, sad news. Okay, now moving on to the NFL. Late this afternoon, we got the Indianapolis Colts owner Tim Irsay passed away. Probably one of the best owners in the NFL. I know a lot of people, and this is big. I know, he's very influential in the NFL game, and he passed away in his sleep this afternoon. Shout outs to his family. Rest in peace, my man. You're a hell of an owner. Much love. So, and also, and then another one that's shocking me, and when it comes to the NFL and what I've heard today is they did not ban the tush push, which I'm shocked, and I know a lot of people are shocked about that. I thought they for sure was since the spring meeting. I thought that since they pushed it down to May, that was going to happen. That is shocking. Also, they also denied the playoff seeding. So when say 9 and 17, like the Minnesota game or Minnesota. So how Minnesota had to go to, I guess, Arizona had to go to the Rams to play the playoff game because the Rams was a division and Minnesota didn't win it because shit. I think Detroit was 9 or 14-2. So they were trying to switch that up to say, hey, if you win your division, you're in the playoffs, but it goes by record. So they denied that as well as the tush push. Why owners, the vote was, I think it was almost everybody wanted to, but they needed to get 2 more votes to ban it. Honestly, it is a rugby play. Let's just be all honest. It is a rugby play. There's no necessarily way to stop it. I've stated this before in prior podcasts and episodes that you can't stop this play. So should it be banned? Probably, you know what I mean? But the competitor in me was just like, fuck it, leave it in, tell them to stop it. But it's just so hard for somebody pushing thousands of pounds on you in there. So maybe how to stop it is maybe line up, get your guys, get the linebackers right there, get the safeties and shit, push against it, I guess. I don't know how to stop it, but there's somebody will maybe figure it out one day. But what I thought that they were going to stop ban it, yes, I thought they were going to ban it just because they pushed it this far. But they end up not doing it. So that's that on that. And we'll just see. Hey, we play the Eagles this year, so we'll just see what happens here on and so forth. Somebody's going to come up with something how to slow it down at least. And then breaking news, and then also related to the NFL is 4-time Pro Bowler Fred Warner got a new contract with the 49ers, which they needed to because they done lost everybody. Shoot, the Broncos took 2 of their guys. So I feel like it's kind of more of a rebuild, even after signing Kittle. And I think this is kind of, let's get some old people out, get some money, and let's start building through the draft. Even though I feel like the 49ers have bombed on drafts the last couple of years, that's the reason why they're in this mess in the first place. So he is, to me, the best middle linebacker in the league right now. So, hey, you're going to have to pay him. So that's just what that is with that. Also, I want people to understand that I seen this thing today on the facility talking about top quarterbacks. I'm biased, but I want y'all to understand how this looks. Me personally, I think this shit's all wrong, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of what they said before I jump up out of here. So this is what's shady. Here we go. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Jalen Daniels. I love him. He had a great rookie year. Is he better than Matt Stafford right now? No. Is he better than Justin Herbert? No. Jared Goff? No, he hasn't proven it yet. Geno Smith? Yes, he's better than that. But I don't even think Geno Smith should be top 10. Has he been better than Brock Purdy? Honestly, you don't know because it's only a rookie year. This is his second year. Is he better than Jordan Love? I give him that. CJ Stroud? No, he's not. So me personally, that's not what it is. Should I think he should probably fall to number 12 right now. Is he better than and I also think Bo Nix should be up because he had better years than Kyler, Trevor, Dak, Tua. I don't understand why the bias, like I said, if you check out my Orange and Blue Country, that I said that's the new rivalry with the Redskins and the Broncos because the lack of attention and how good Bo Nix was last year. You get what I'm saying? And then hyping up Jaden Daniels for all this pub, but Bo Nix had better stats than Jalen Daniels. All Jalen Daniels did was just they went for the playoff. It's the NFC. It's not the AFC. That's what I don't understand. But maybe, like I said, I'm biased. So this is what they said. I don't think it's false, but we'll get into all that more deep dive in the summer where we'll rank our quarterbacks and we'll do all that stuff too on this podcast. So I just want to give y'all a look about that on kind of what they were thinking. And then an update real quick. Knicks are up 75-68 in the third quarter with 7:50 in the game. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And that's a wrap for this episode. I just wanted to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for vibing with me. I appreciate that. And again, thank you for subscribing. Can you please subscribe? Everybody that hasn't subscribed, hit the button subscribe for your boy. Also, comment, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Talk, if you want to clown my takes or you just want to debate it. Or if you want to DM me or message me, hey, we'll jump on the podcast together and we'll just kind of debate. I'm always open for all that good stuff. This podcast is meant for me to take my takes and to debate and to talk to people just about sports. You know what I mean? So yeah, again, just subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks again. Much love. God bless y'all. Peace.